press conference. And we have with us today Mr. Xing Guobing, Vice Minister of Industry and Information Technology, Ms. Xu Xiaolan, and Chief Engineer Han Xia. They will brief you on the achievements in industrialization and IT applications since the 18th Party Congress and answer your questions. First, let's give the floor to Mr. Xing. Friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for your long-standing care and support for industrialization and IT development in China. I'm pleased to join my colleagues to brief you on industrialization and IT application in the past decade. Since the 18th Party Congress, the CPC Central Committee, with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, attaches great importance to the development of the real economy, especially manufacturing industry, made the strategic decision of accelerating the development of a country strong in manufacturing and cyberspace. Under the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee, the industry and information technology application has made important achievements. A new type of industrialization has accelerated, and the industrial system has become more complete. The overall strength of the industry and its efficiency and quality and innovation, competitiveness, and risk aversion capacity have increased markedly. China has become a country to a major country in cyberspace and manufacturing, providing a solid foundation for China to build a moderately prosperous society in all respects and embark on the journey to build a modern socialist country in all respects. Over the past decade, we have focused on high-quality development of the manufacturing industry. It has enjoyed increasing comprehensive strength and international profile. From 2012 to 2021, the added value of the manufacturing industry increased from 16.98 trillion to 31.4 trillion yuan, up by 22.5% to nearly 30% in the world's, with this proportion in the world's total. Among the 5 major industrial products, over 40% of the production top the world. Our strength in complete industrial system is maintained. We have 41 two-digit, 207 three-digit, and 666 four-digit industries. Industrial and supply chains have become more resilient and competitive, effectively improving the capacity to respond to external shocks. The sense of gain of the people has increased significantly with the development of the manufacturing industry. Smart home appliances and cars are entering common households. Car ownership per 1,000 people went up from 89 in 2012 to 208 in 2021. This progress is quite significant. Opening up and cooperation has deepened. The trade of intermediate goods in the manufacturing industry accounts for about 20% of the world. Since COVID-19 started, China provided a large number of vaccines and medical supplies to the world, giving strong support for the global fight against the virus and economic recovery. Over the past decade, we have focused on promoting the quality of the supply system. The industrial structure has been further improved. Emerging industries accelerated development. Serving robots and smart wearable devices have grown with strong momentum. NEVs, the output and sales of NEVs topped the world for 7 years running. The output value of our new materials industry has doubled. Upgrading of traditional industries is accelerated. Transition to digitized and green development is advanced across the board. China leads the world in smart manufacturing in some fields. The percentages of high-tech manufacturing and equipment manufacturing in the added value of international enterprises above the designated size increased from 9.4% and 28% in 2012 to 15.1% and 32.4% in 2021. Regional development priorities were refined. The leading role of key regions is enhanced. In areas like digital information, rail transportation, a number of advanced manufacturing clusters were formed. Over the past decade, we have focused on pursuing innovation-driven development. Innovation in key areas has achieved great progress. The 奋斗者 or striver deep-sea manned submersible completed 10,000-meter dives. The C919 aircraft is to be certified and delivered. There are fruits in aerospace like the Chang'e satellite, Xihe Solar Explorer, and the Beidou navigation satellite system. We can see unmanned electric tractors operating in the farmland. We also see the successful operation of orthopedic surgery robots. The 5-axis machine center of industrial and mining enterprises. The development of an 8.8-meter tall smart mining equipment. And the operation of 1 million kilowatt hydropower units. These major achievements have elevated the brand of Made in China to a new height. Over the past decade, we have focused on fostering quality businesses. The strength and the competitiveness of these businesses have been improved. A number of leading enterprises emerged. 73 industrial enterprises were included in the world's top 500 enterprises. Total assets of industrial SMEs above designated size doubled. China has nurtured over 40,000 professional, specialized, and innovative SMEs, 4,762 small giant businesses, and over 800 champion enterprises in specific market segments. Enterprises have increased their innovation efforts. The total R&D amount and investment intensity of industrial enterprises above designated size have increased exponentially. The percentage of sales of new products in total revenue increased from 11.9% to 22.4%. 570 industrial enterprises were among the world's top 2,500 in terms of R&D investment. Over the past decade, we have focused on improving the capacity to promote economic and social progress. Information and communication industry has achieved leapfrog development. China has established the world's largest and technologically advanced network infrastructure. The bandwidth of optic fiber achieved the exponential growth from 10 megabit to 100 megabit to 1 gigabit. China achieved breakthroughs in 3G, parallel progress in 4G, and leadership in 5G. For the first time in history, broadband access has been realized in administrative villages across the country, contributing to the victory in the critical battle against poverty. The application of Internet in consumption is more diverse. Its application in production is expanding and deepening at a faster pace. Things like 5G, industrial Internet, big data, cloud computing, artificial intelligence integrate with manufacturing, accelerating the digitalization of industries and digital industrialization. And the digital economy is developing rapidly. At the same time, we are also fully aware of the fact that industrialization and IT applications still faces some problems. The supply system cannot fully adapt to the needs of consumption upgrade. There are some weak points in key areas and links of industrial and supply chains. Some SMEs face some difficulties and problems. Standing at a new starting point, we will follow the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core, firm up confidence, continue forging ahead, resolutely implement the decisions and plans of the Party Central Committee, accelerate the pace of building a country strong in manufacturing and cyberspace, and make new contributions to building a modern socialist country in all respects. That's all for my opening remarks. Next, me and my colleagues will be happy to take your questions. Thank you. Thank you for the opening remarks, and now we enter the Q&A session. Please identify your affiliation before raising the question. China News Service. Since the 18th Congress, what did the ministry do to strengthen the manufacturing industry? What are the progress and what are the future planning? Thank you. I'd like to refer this question to my colleague, Madam Xu Xiaolan. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, our economy has shifted from high-speed growth to high-quality development, and it has become an urgent and important task to transform the development model, optimize the economic structure, and shift the growth driver. Manufacturing is the foundation of the real economy. The ministry focused on fully, accurately, and comprehensively implementing the new development vision, and we focused on supply-side structural reform and made overall progress to strengthen the foundation, promote transformation, and increase momentum to promote the overall uplifting of our manufacturing industry. The first is to steadily improve the industrial foundation. We implemented the industrial foundation project and the reconstruction project. A number of key basic products and materials, such as rail transit and power equipment, basically met domestic needs. The reliability and consistency has improved. The 22 national manufacturing innovation centers have been established, 2 national and local manufacturing innovation centers, more than 200 provincial-level manufacturing innovation centers, 125 industrial technology centers, and 29 key platforms for new materials were established. The second is to vigorously transform and upgrade traditional industries. We implemented the replacement of production capacity with equal or reduced capacity. 140 million tons of strip steel has been fully cleared. Backward production capacity in electrolytic aluminum and cement has been basically cleared. We also advanced green transition in these industries. Since 2012, the proportion of technological transformation investment in industrial investment has continued to stabilize at more than 40%, becoming an important force to boost industrial investment. The third is to cultivate and develop emerging industries. We enhanced policy and standard support. The key industries have become more supportive for our economy, and the consumption of many key products are leading the world. Service robots has achieved large-scale application in the fields of housekeeping and medical rehabilitation. And our surgical robots have successfully performed nearly 20,000 operations. Fourth, we focused on improving the quality of industrial projects, with special action of increasing variety, improving quality, and creating brands. The supply capacity of mid to high-end products are significantly enhanced. In terms of increasing variety, functional fibers, bio-based fibers, and other products have entered thousands of households. Smart terminal and smart home appliances have become popular both at home and abroad. In terms of improving quality, 95% of domestic standards in shoemaking and home appliances are aligned with international ones. In terms of brand creation, 24 industrial and information technology brands have been included in the world's top 500 brands in 2021, an increase of 14 from 2012. In the next step, we will keep in mind the new development stage, follow the new development vision, and build a new development paradigm. We will consolidate our industrial chains and industrial system, keep the share of manufacturing basically stable, improve industrial foundation, and modernize industrial chain. We will implement a number of actions to modernize our industrial system. promote high-quality development, green transition, and innovation-driven development, so as to improve our structure, ensure safety and efficiency in the modern manufacturing system. Thank you. Next question. Xinhua News Agency. Our economy has entered a new normal, but there are many difficulties and risks. How to manage to realize the steady and rapid growth of the industrial economy, and what's your take on the prospect of our industrial economy? Thank you for the question. The industrial economy is the main body and central growth engine of the national economy. Since the 18th CPC National Congress, we adhered to the general principle of seeking progress while maintaining stability, thoroughly implemented the strategies of building a country strong in manufacturing and internet, and achieved steady progress in quality and reasonable growth in the industrial economy. From 2012 to 2021, the total industrial added value increased from 20.9 trillion yuan to 37.3 trillion yuan. Calculated at constant prices, the average annual growth rate is 6.3%, much higher than the world average of about 2%. In 2020 and 2021, despite the impact of COVID-19, we managed to realize an average growth of 6.1%. This not only promoted the steady and long-term growth of the Chinese economy, but also contributed in stabilizing the global industrial and supply chains and promoting world growth. Over the past decade, we have mainly taken the following measures. First is good planning. Under the guidance of the medium and long-term planning and the 5-year plans, we timely set annual targets and work plans and formed an industrial economic development goal system that coordinated long-term and short-term goals. Second is strong policy support. Relevant departments have worked together. Local governments and the central governments have coordinated to expand investment, promote consumption, ensure smooth logistics, and improve environment. These measures effectively guaranteed the steady growth of the industrial economy. Third, we accelerated industrial transformation. We've stepped up the technological transformation and equipment renewal of enterprises. And we also worked faster in building a modern industrial system for high-quality growth. Fourth, we accelerated the efforts to activate market players. We deepened the reform of government functions and in key areas continued to increase support for SMEs, we supported the growth of high-quality companies and worked all out to strengthen the foundation of our economy, namely our enterprises. Fifth, we enhanced industrial cooperation with the world. We coordinated international and domestic industrial circulation, expanded high-level opening up, attracted more global businesses to invest in China, and encouraged domestic enterprises to go global to build a new development paradigm. Sixth, we have worked to ward off risks. We enhanced research on key and core technologies, enhanced the stability and security of industrial and supply chains, and prevented risks and challenges. Now, given the impact of geopolitical conflicts and the new COVID wave, we are facing rising complexity, difficulty, and uncertainty, as well as downward pressure for the industrial economy. That said, those negative impacts are temporary, and from a long-term perspective, our manufacturing system is complete and well supported. Our
system is resilient and full of potential. The fundamentals of long-term growth remains unchanged. Recently, the central government issued a package of policy measures to stabilize the economy, which is both timely and reassuring for stabilizing the economy. At present, the resumption of businesses is well underway, and we are making every effort to achieve full capacity production. With strong and preemptive policies, the industrial economy is expected to return to the normal track as soon as possible. Looking ahead, we will follow the general principle of containing the pandemic, stabilizing the economy, and ensuring development safety, coordinate COVID control and economic and social development, and make solid progress on containment, smooth logistics, supporting market entities, expanding demand, and stabilizing expectations. We will strive to keep the industrial economy operating within a reasonable range and contribute to the victory of the 20th CPC National Congress with concrete actions. Thank you. Next question. China Economic Information News. We can see that there are greater support for SMEs, and more companies, SMEs, are working to realize sophisticated, specialized growth. So as a leading department in this work, what is your take on this phenomenon, and what will be the future supportive measures?
The development of SMEs has caught the society's attention. I will invite Madam Xu to answer this question. General Secretary Xi Jinping pointed out that SMEs can do a lot of great things and repeatedly stressed the need to adhere to the two unwavering. Every year, the Central Economic Work Conference and Government Work Report will make arrangements for the promotion of SMEs. Under the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee over the past decade, our country has introduced policies with unprecedented intensity and quality. The institutions and mechanisms for promoting SMEs development has been improved, and the environment for their development has improved markedly. The idea of pursuing professional, specialized, and innovative development has gained more recognition, and their contribution to economic and social development is more outstanding. There are three major features to this phenomenon. First, rapid growth. By the end of 2021, the number of enterprises nationwide reached 48.42 million, up by 1.7 times, with more than 99% being SMEs. Take industry, for example. The number of industrial SMEs above designated size reached 401,000, with a total operating revenue of 75 trillion yuan, total profit of 4.7 trillion yuan, an increase of 23.5%, 38.7%, 37.1% respectively over 2012. Second, great contribution. According to the fourth National Economic Census, the SMEs employed 80% of the total workforce in enterprises. In 2021, the total number of privately employed individuals in China was 400 million, 200 million more than that of 2012. Private enterprises, mainly consisting of MSMEs, are the mainstay of foreign trade in China. In 2021, their contribution to foreign trade growth exceeded 58.2%. Research shows that the correlation coefficient between SMEs and regional economic growth exceeds 0.8%. The regions where SMEs are active are precisely where economic development and employment are vibrant. Third, huge vitality. SMEs Pursuing professional, specialized, and innovative development is a distinctive feature of their development in recent years. Among the small giant enterprises, over 60% belong to basic industrial fields. Over 70% have been doing business in the industry for more than 10 years. Over 80% have joined the strategic emerging industrial chain. And over 90% are the supporting experts of famous domestic and foreign large enterprises. The average R&D intensity of small giant enterprises reached 10.3%, 1.8 percentage points higher than that of listed companies. So the professional, specialized, and innovative SMEs have great vitality for innovation and development and play an indispensable role in strengthening and stabilizing the chains. Only when the small SMEs are good can China's economy enjoy sound development. Next step, our ministry will promote high-quality development, address difficulties of SMEs, promote the full implementation of policies to benefit enterprises, make good use of all kinds of policy tools to help SMEs to overcome difficulties, and support them in improving their innovation and specialized capacities, ensure their stability, and contribute to a solid foundation for our macroeconomic stability. Thank you. Thank you. From Zhonghong Wang, we noticed that the digitalization of manufacturing industry has caught media's attention. What are the achievements we have made in digitalization, and what the ministry has done in smart manufacturing and in for industry internet, and what are the policies that will be taken in the future?
I'd like to refer this question to Madam Han. Thank you for the question. The digital transformation of the world economy, the general trend of the times. In recent years, the integrated development of the latest information technology and manufacturing has improved, and we've made progress in this regard. We mainly focused on 4 aspects of work. First is to further promote industrial digital transformation. By the end of 2021, the numerical control rate of key process and the penetration rate of digital R&D and design tools in industrial enterprises nationwide reached 55.3% and 74.7%, an increase of 30.7 and 25.9 percentage points over 2012. With the application of new technologies, we've made accelerated transformation in the production methods, enterprises forms, business models, and employment methods, effectively promoted the quality, low-cost, efficient, and green and safe development of the manufacturing industry. The second is to vigorously implement the intelligent manufacturing projects. We published 42 international standards, and the coverage rate was 97.5%. We built more than 700 digital workshops and smart factories. The average production efficiency has increased by 48%, and the production cycle is shortened by 38%. More than 6,000 suppliers of intelligent manufacturing system solutions has established in China, and we are leading the world in many aspects. Third, we continued to carry out industrial internet innovation and development action. We are accelerating the construction of the 3 major systems of work, and we can see that over 3,300 cities have been covered by the high-standard network system. The second-level nodes have basically achieved full coverage of the national, provincial level regions, More than 150 large industrial internet platforms have been cultivated and more than 78 million industrial equipment sets have been connected. The technical monitoring system of national, provincial, and enterprise coordination and linkage has basically been established. Fourth, we vigorously enhanced the industrial support capacity. From 2012 to 2021, the scale of our electronic information manufacturing system increased from 10.7 trillion yuan to 14.1 trillion yuan, and the scale of software industry increased from 2.5 trillion yuan to 9.5 trillion yuan, also leading the world. These are our progress in these aspects. The number of industrial APPs has exceeded 600,000, and the market share of business manufacturing industry software has reached 70%. We will continue to focus on intelligent manufacturing, enhance research on key technologies, promote the policy system for integrated development, deepen industrial internet, intelligent manufacturing, and other actions, and improve the digital internet-powered and intelligent development of the manufacturing system. Thank you. Next question. The paper. We are committed to green development, and with our dual carbon goals, we have accelerated relevant work. So what are the measures of the ministry and the consideration for future measures? Thank you for the question. The industrial sector is a major energy consumer and carbon emitter. In the past 10 years, we have firmly established and acted on the concept that clear rivers and green mountains are mountains of gold and silver. We pursued green, low carbon, and circular development and achieved remarkable results in green industrial development. In terms of energy and water consumption, the energy consumption per unit of added value of industrial enterprises above the designated size dropped by 5.6% in 2021, on top of the 28% and 16% reductions in the 12th and 13th five-year plan period. The water consumption per 10,000 yuan of industrial added value dropped by 7% in 2021, on top of the 35% and 39.6% reduction in the 12th and 13th five-year plan period. In terms of comprehensive utilization of resources, in 2020, the comprehensive utilization rate of general industrial solid waste reached 55.4%, and the recycling and utilization of renewable resources were about 380 million tons. The compound annual growth rate of the total output value of the environmental production equipment manufacturing industry has exceeded 10% since 2012. To realize energy conservation, carbon reduction, and green transformation in the industrial sector, we have focused on the following aspects. First is to implement green manufacturing program. We've worked to build a green manufacturing policy and standard system, built a group of green factories, green industrial parks, and green supply chain management enterprises. We deepened the cooperation between industry and finance, established a recommendation mechanism for key projects, and supported the green transformation of industrial enterprises. Second is to increase the supply of green technology equipment products. We strengthened technological breakthroughs, standard guidance, demonstration, and promotion, and gradually built a whole green product supply chain system from basic raw material to final consumer goods. Since the 12th five-year plan period, more than 20,000 kinds of green products and more than 4,000 kinds of technology and equipment for energy and water conserving and resources comprehensive utilization have been introduced. Third is to promote the recycling of industrial resources. We built a number of demonstrative bases for comprehensive utilization of industrial resources. We regulated renewable resources, industry of waste steel, waste plastics, and others. And we have built more than 10,000 recycling service outlets for the new energy vehicle power battery and the solar photovoltaic cell modular recycling system is under planning. Looking ahead, we will thoroughly implement Xi Jinping's thought on ecological conservation, launch and implement carbon peaking actions in the industrial field. We will vigorously promote green manufacturing, resolutely curb the blind development of high energy consumption and high emission projects, continue to promote the steady development of photovoltaic and wind power, develop and expand green consumption, and strive to make greater contribution to building a beautiful home with blue sky, green land, and clear water. Thank you. Next question.
谢谢主持人。科技日报记者提问，请问近10年
Science and Technology Daily. So what are the features of the information and industrial development in the past decade? So what are the plans for 5G development in the future? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Since the 18th Party Congress, under the guidance of Xi Jinping thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, the information communication technology industry has achieved leapfrog development, and its strategic, fundamental, and pioneering role in economic and social development has become increasingly prominent, providing a solid foundation for accelerating the development of a strong country in manufacturing and cyberspace and a digital China. The main features are as follows. First, the infrastructure has upgraded from copper to fiber and from 3G to 5G. Its overall capacity grew with leaps and bounds. China has built the world's largest and technologically advanced network infrastructure. The country completed the project of transitioning from copper to optical fiber. All prefecture-level cities fully built optical network cities. Users with 100 megabits has increased markedly, accounting for 93.4% of the total. Over 500 million users have a gigabit bandwidth. 4G base station accounted for more than half of the global total, and 5G base stations reached 1.165 million. Second, the key core technologies have accelerated breakthroughs, and the strength of technology industry has increased significantly. China has achieved breakthroughs in 3G, parallel progress in 4G, and leadership in 5G. China has built the world's largest and most complete industry ecosystem for optical communication, with optical communication equipment, optical module components, fibers and cables, up to international advanced standards. Third, innovation applications are expanding from consumption to production. China has become the world's largest and most vibrant digital service market, and with the greatest potential. Internet applications have been popularized. The annual transaction volume of mobile payment has reached 527 trillion yuan, and new economic forms have created over 20 million jobs of flexible employment. The Industrial Internet Innovation and Development Strategy has been faithfully implemented, creating a Chinese solution that matches the development stage of the manufacturing industry and is parallel to the remediation, upgrading, and innovation strategy. Fourth, information services delivers higher quality service at a lower price, and digital application brings convenience to all. For the first time in history, broadband access has been realized in all administrative villages. The proportion of China's primary and secondary schools with network accessibility has increased by 40 times. The less fee for faster network policy has been implemented in greater depth. The average download rate has increased from 1.6 megabits to 62.5 megabits, up by 40 times. The Travel History Court has made the smooth mobility of the general public possible. Fifth, the industry management and security protection system continues to improve. A number of new regulatory mechanisms has been gradually established. Business operations are better regulated and industry ecology is more open. User satisfaction markedly increased and their rate and the user complaints of spam messages has dropped to a historical low. Cybersecurity protection system continues to improve, and the overall strength of the cybersecurity industry is rapidly improving. Next step, we will thoroughly implement General Secretary Xi Jinping's important thinking on network strengths, enhance the development of information infrastructure, expand 5G network coverage, implement the scaling action of 5G application, accelerated the scaled application of 5G, and we will continue to expand cooperation to facilitate high-quality economic development and improve people's well-being. Thank you. Next question. Thank you. From CNBC. How's the progress of resuming work and production in Shanghai, the Greater Bay Area, and other important regions? And as for chips R&D, what measures have China taken? And what will China do to attract relevant talents and foreign investment? And as for what is the incidence of accidents in auto driving tests? And what policies will be taken to balance auto driving safety and its commercialization? Thank you. Thank you for your questions. You have 3 questions. That's mainly about production resumption, auto driving, and integrated circuits development. I would like to answer your first 2 questions. The Yangtze River Delta and the Pearl River Delta are the most developed regions in China, and the resumption of production in these areas is the top priority of our work during this period. In our work, we have focused on key regions, industries, and enterprises. We have established a whitelist system of key industrial and supply chain enterprises, increase cross-regional and cross-departmental coordination efforts, and do our best to support enterprises in steadily resume production. These measures have achieved positive results. All of the 22,500 enterprises at provincial level are on the whitelist have all resumed work. Most of them have returned to the production level before the outbreak. In the Yangtze River Delta region, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, and Anhui provinces see their industrial enterprises above designated size have all resumed production. In Shanghai, 96.3% of the industrial enterprises above the designated size have resumed production. In Shanghai, while controlling the COVID-19 pandemic, enterprises of integrated circuits have maintained a 90% production rate. The automotive sector has fully resumed production. This morning, I learned that SEIC achieved 60% growth year on year, and Tesla has achieved full production. In the Greater Bay Area, Guangdong has quickly tackled local infections and resumed normal life and work. 98% of the enterprises resumed production. As for automotive and electric information industries that have been affected by the COVID-19, has resumed to normal production. Many enterprises said that they would like to strive to recover the production amount delayed in March and April through work in May and June. Next step, we will follow the requirements of preventing new infections, stabilizing the economy, and ensuring security to help enterprises resume and stabilize production. Ensure the smooth and stable functioning of industrial and supply chains.
As for the test of automotive driving, let me give you some statistics from a demonstration zone. In 2021, the total mileage of real road tests in automotive driving mode was about 3.08 million kilometers, with a total of 21 accidents recorded. Namely, there is an average of one accident every 147,000 kilometers. That is a leading performance in the world. In the next step, we will promote both development and security, make concerted efforts in management policy, technological innovation, standard system, testing, and demonstration to ensure public security. We will introduce important standards such as the automotive driving function requirements and information security, and launch access pilots in a timely manner to promote the stable and long-term development of the industry. As for integrated circuits, let me refer it to my colleague. As for the question of integrated circuits, China is a major integrated circuit market in the world. In recent years, with the joint efforts of domestic and foreign companies, the scale of China's integrated circuit industry has continued to grow. In 2021, the sales of the whole industry exceeded 1 trillion yuan for the first time, and the compound growth rate from 2018 to 2021 was 17%, more than 3 times the global growth rate in the same period. The Chinese government has always adhered to the principle of open development and is committed to building a global industrial and supply chain with global international cooperation. In 2020, we issued the policies for promoting the high-quality development of the integrated circuit industry and software industry in the new era. All the policies will treat domestic and foreign companies as equals. We welcome global companies to build R&D production and operation centers in China, and we encourage entrepreneurs and technical and management teams to come to China and share the development dividends brought by the growth of market demand. We will focus on the implementation of supportive policies, increase the efforts to attract talents, deepen international cooperation, strengthen IPR production, and create a fair and equitable market environment to promote the high-quality development of the integrated circuit industry. Thank you. Next question. CCTV. Since the 18th National Congress, there are a number of super projects such as the Fuxing High-Speed Railway, the Baihetan Hydropower Station, and C919 large aircraft. So what are the progress and what will be the measures to create more big projects important for the country? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. The development of major technical equipment is closely related to the lifeblood of the national economy and the strategic security. It is an important embodiment of the country's comprehensive strength and scientific and technological progress. Since the 18th Party Congress, China prioritizes the development of major technical equipment as a key area of building the strong manufacturing country. China has fostered a number of industry clusters with its own strengths and characteristics, leading enterprises, and supporting enterprises continue to grow. The international profile of Chinese brands continues to improve, providing a solid ground for the development of major engineering products, the utilization of energy resources, and the improvement of people's well-being, etc. For example, the Fuxing high-speed EMU train that runs all over China has become a better option for faster and more comfortable travel. The 奋斗者 or Striver deep-sea manned submersible has reached the Mariana Trench, breaking the world record in terms of the number of 10,000-meter dives and divers. Major progress has been achieved in the R&D of the C919 large passenger aircraft, which will be soon certified and delivered to customers. The 1 million kilowatt hydro generator unit, with the world's largest single unit capacity, has been put into operation at the Baihetan. Every year, the unit can produce electricity that satisfies the daily needs of about 75 million people in a whole year. The supersized shield machine named Jinhua has been put into operation, ready to support nationwide transportation connectivity. A few days ago, Shenzhou 14 manned air spacecraft successfully sent the crew of 3 astronauts to the Chinese space station and will build the National Air Space Lab, marking another solid step in humanity's space exploration. Whenever we talk about this, we are very proud of the achievements we have made. Next step, we will continue integrated innovation and upgrading, focus on innovation and application, and promote high-end, smart, green, and international development of major technical equipment. First, strengthening top-level design. We will implement major technical equipment planning, accelerate development of a high-quality and efficient system where supply meets demand and vice versa. Second, strengthening policy synergy. It's important to coordinate policy resources, match supply with demand, and expand application. Third, strengthening open cooperation. It's important to make good use of to carry out mutually beneficial cooperation in a larger scope to wider areas and at deeper levels. Make good use of the innovation resources and production factors and create a more efficient ecology. Thank you. Next question. Thank you. Southern Metropolis Daily. Nearly a decade ago, your ministry issued the first industry-wide regulation related to personal information protection, and this year it will be revised. Over the past 10 years, personal information protection has enjoyed a better legislation process, and what are the shifts in the priority of personal information protection? Thank you for your question. With the rapid development of the Internet, online applications and services have become increasingly diverse. Personal information protection has become the focus of people's attention. Our ministry attaches great importance to the protection of personal information, fully implemented the personal information protection law, used a variety of means, like legal regulation, supervision, technical support, and other means. Thus, personal information protection has been effectively strengthened. First, we have taken the initiative to adapt to changes, study and improve the regulatory system. In 2013, our ministry introduced the first regulation for protection of personal information, that is, the provisions on the protection of personal information and telecommunications and Internet users. Last year, we have drafted the interim provisions on protecting personal information, and this year we are revising the provisions formulated in 2013 and studying the policy documents to support accountability system and protecting people's rights. Second, we have focused on the concerns of the public, strengthened the governance of personal information protection. Our ministry cracked down on the infringement of users' rights multiple times, reporting and removing nearly 3,000 apps from the app stores, which effectively curbed their infringement. Next, we will continue to carry out the whole process and whole chain supervision process that fully covers all kinds of terminals, app stores, software development tools, and other key links, and covers all apps to fully protect users' rights. Third, we have used science and technology to improve governance capacity more quickly. We have led the development of a national app technical testing platform, completing testing on 3.22 million apps. Next step, we will build a public service platform for the detection and certification of mobile internet programs, focusing on improving the ability of automated detection, big data analysis, monitoring, and early warning, signature identification, and public service to provide stronger support for industrial governance. Fourth, we have followed the direction of coordinated governance to create a good governance environment. We will strengthen coordination with all relevant departments, play an active role in all sectors of society, and carry out and build a governance pattern of self-regulation, social supervision, and user participation. In the future, we will work with all relevant departments to study new situations and learn from our practices, strengthen supervision and inspection, urge enterprises to hold themselves accountable, and better comply with regulations to jointly build a safe, healthy, and orderly environment for information and communication application. Thank you. Last question. Thank you. 封面 news. Over the past 10 years, China's NEVs have made a lot of progress and their market share has reached new record highs. What are the driving factors behind this development? And how is the construction going for the charging piles that is closely related to NEVs? What are the bottlenecks that need to be broken for high-quality development of NEVs in the future, and what is your plan for this? Thank you for your question. NEV industry development has only occurred in recent 10 years. General Secretary Xi Jinping pointed out that the development of NEVs is a sure way for China to move from a large country to a strong country in automotive industry. Since the 18th National Party Congress, China has faithfully implemented the national strategy for NEVs, strengthened the top-level design, and pursued innovation-driven development. The NEV industry has grown larger and stronger, and has become an important force leading the restructuring and upgrading of the global automotive industry. On the scale of production and sales, the cumulative number of NEV sales has climbed significantly from 20,000 in 2012 to the current 10.8 million. Since 2015, its production and sales ranked first in the world for 7 consecutive years. On the technological perspective, NEV enterprises have grasped the underlying control technology system. The power battery energy intensity increased by 1.3 times compared to 2012, and the price fell by 80%. On corporate brands, 6 out of the top 10 best-selling models of NEVs in the world in 2021 are from China. And in terms of power battery shipments, Chinese companies occupy 6 of the top 10 companies. On the supporting environment, by the end of 2021, a total of 2.617 million charging piles and 1,298 battery switching stations have been built, forming the world's largest charging and switching network. Looking back on the past decade, we've become deeply aware that the rapid development of the NEV industry is fundamentally attributable to the strong leadership of the CPC Central Committee with Comrade Xi Jinping at its core. We have leveraged the strength of the socialist system with Chinese characteristics and effectively mobilized all parties. This has helped address a number of major restrictions to the development of the industry and helped create a unified, open, competitive, and orderly market environment. To sum up, there are four main aspects contributing to the development. First, promoting strategic leadership and coordinated advancement. Since 2012, China has taken into consideration the startup and development periods of the NEV industry, and we introduced two development plans for this industry, which charted the course for the industry development. The first is from 2012 to 2020, and the second is from 2021 to 2035. The State Council has established an interministerial joint conference system led by our ministry and joined by 20 other ministries to work together to promote NEV industry development. Second, improving policies and cultivating the market. At national and subnational levels, more than 600 supporting policies were introduced, covering areas like innovation, promotion, application, and safety supervision. For example, China provides subsidies for NEV purchases, and they don't apply to traffic and purchase restrictions, and China issues special number plates for NEVs. These measures help promote the rapid formation of the NEV market. Third, enterprises serve as the main body to pursue breakthroughs in innovation. China has implemented the innovation project for NEV industry technology, established a national manufacturing innovation center for power, battery, and smart network connected vehicle. This is the first center at the national level. We have supported upstream and downstream enterprises in increasing investment in R&D. New business models continue to emerge, forming a strong endogenous momentum of industrial development. Fourth, pursuing openness in cooperation and standardized development. China has advanced the opening up in an orderly manner, and we have established China-EU, China-Japan, and China-UK cooperation mechanisms for exchanges. A number of wholly foreign-owned or joint venture enterprises started production and operation in China. The NEV investment approval and production access management system was established and improved to guide and regulate the orderly development of the industry. We are also soberly aware that China's NEV industry still faces some problems. Breakthroughs are yet to be achieved in key technologies. Supporting and security capacities needs to be improved. Next, we will study the continuation of NEV purchase tax incentives and other policies. This policy will expire by the end of this year, so we will study this with other departments on whether this policy should be continued. At the same time, we will also improve the double credits management approach, accelerate making breakthroughs in new operating system, start a pilot program of full coverage of NEVs in the public sector of urban areas, which have great potential. And we will continue to improve the standard system, strengthen safety supervision, and on the condition of ensuring security. Only when the security is ensured can this industry achieve greater development. Thank you. Thank you. That's all for today's press conference.